What's good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in a building with another banger. Now, first things first, before we go ahead and get started, I just want to say thank God for another day and another opportunity. Now, as y'all can see from the looks of the title and the screen, today I'm going to be showing y'all how to create the Catfish slashing Playmaker build in NBA 2K23 on next gen. Now, this is not going to be your ordinary slashing Playmaker. There's going to be a lot of things that go into this build. As you can see from the gameplay, we're able to do everything from the defense and offensive perspective. But when it comes down to the build, I'm telling y'all, we're going to be able to be 6'10". Now, we do get all of the pro contact dunks as well as the pro dribble moves. And then when it comes down to our attributes, a lot of these are going to be able to get up to 100 plus. Now, those are going to include the driving layup, the driving dunk, our three-pointer, standing dunk, post control, free throw, ball handle, pass accuracy, perimeter defense, steal, block, and defensive rebound. So you already can see that this is going to be a demigod build. And look, before we get any further, I just want to say thank you to everybody who did decide to tune in today. And if it's your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Now, turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family. Smash that like button, but don't forget to comment down TG for thank God, as well as where you're tuning in from watching today, and I most definitely will be hitting y'all back with the response. Now, if you have any builds that y'all want to go ahead and have me recreate, be sure to comment down below and I will definitely be sure to get back to you as soon as possible. Now, from here, let's go ahead and get started with the making of this build. So we gotta go ahead and make sure that we're putting it out of the power forward position today. Now, when it comes down to the height, I'm gonna go with 6'10", 212 for the weight with a 7'8" wingspan. Now, the body shape I'm gonna pick is built. From here, we're going to go ahead and get into the breakdown of the physicals, but be sure that you follow along with every single area that I start with. It's going to be very crucial in order to maintain the build name with the takeovers. So from here, let's go ahead and get started. So first on the physicals, I'm going to go with the maxed out speed of an 80, 71 acceleration, 80 vertical with an 89 stamina. Now with the 4 that we get from a boost of the gym rat, we're going to have a 93 stamina, 84 vertical, 75 acceleration with an 84 speed. Now, I think these numbers are perfect. If you want to adjust the strength, you can go ahead and do so. I'm going to leave this for later on, but from here, let's go ahead and check out what we're going to be looking like on the finishing end. Now, for the finishing, I'm going to go with the numbers for the close shot of a 76, 80 driving layup, 86 driving dunk, 80 standing dunk with a 90 post control. Now, take into consideration buying your own boost, running with teammates that do have on floor general, and then once you activate your takeover boost, that's going to give us a plus 10 towards whichever area that we work with. So when it comes down to this area on the finishing, I like back down Punisher, Pro Touch, and Slithery out of tier 1. For tier 2, I like Limitless Takeoff and then Fearless Finisher. And then for tier 3, I think all 3 of these badges are perfect. Now from here, that's going to wrap it up when it comes down to the finishing. Now remember, these stats are going to be crucial to maintain the build name. So from here, let's go ahead and check out the shooting. So for the mid-range, I'm going to go with the 73, 74 ball handle with an 80 free throw. Now with these 15 badges, I like Amped, Midi Magician, Space Creator, and then Volume Shooter for tier 1. Tier 2, Green Machine, and then Agent 3. And then for tier 3, I'm happy that we still maintain Bronze Limitless Range. Now, I think we look perfect. So far, so good when it comes down to the finishing and the shooting. The playmaking is really only going to make this build that much better, so let's go ahead and get into this area. Now, when it comes down to the playmaking, I'm going to go with an 80 pass accuracy, maxed out ball handle of an 81, and a maxed out speed with ball of a 71. Now, for these badges, I like Hyperdrive, Killer Combos, and Clamp Breaker. Especially when we do get handles for days on the bronze tier. That's going to make a huge difference, especially getting it for tier 1. Now for tier 2, I like Quick First Step on Silver and Vice Grip. And then when it comes down to tier 3, Gold Unpluckable is definitely going to help this build out a lot. Now the rest of the attributes pretty much are going to be remaining for the defensive area. And this is really going to complete the build, especially when it comes down to both ends of the floor. Now with this build maxed out, the interior defense will be a 68, 80 perimeter defense, 82 steal, 86 block, 52 offensive rebound, with a defensive of an 87. Now we get 22 badges. I like Glove, Interceptor, and then Post Lockdown. Now also Gold Chase Down Artist, Box Out Beast, and then Silver Challenger. And then for tier 3, also Anchor, and then Rebound Chaser. Now if you add everything up together on this build when it comes down to the badges with the 4 that we do get from my career, we have a total of 83 badges. Now remember, we are 6'10", so it's really going to help us out being able to guard any position 1 through 5. Now look, the takeovers we get will be the sharpshooting, the playmaking, the lockdown, and then finally we do get the post scoring. I really think that the post scoring is going to make this build a lot more unique. And then with the lockdown takeover, I really think it's clutch. With the playmaking, it's really going to allow us to speed boost even better. And then we're able to hit from deep with limitless range, and that's actually going to be the first takeover that I pick from. Now whichever area that you do decide to go with, make sure that you base it off of your own playstyle. For me, I'm going to go ahead and say extreme clamps is going to be a solid takeover to pick from. Let's go ahead and check out the build to make sure that we made it correctly together. And if you did follow every single step, we should be getting these 3 comparisons. And as y'all can see also, we were able to create the catfish slashing playmaker build with sharpshooting takeover. Now that's also going to apply for other areas of this build, for example the post control, the driving dunk, also when it comes down to the ball handle and pass accuracy, especially even more so on the perimeter defense, steal and block. Now if you want to make any adjustments when it comes down to the actual build, go ahead and do so. From here we're going to go ahead and get started with the badge layouts. Now for the finishing on tier 1, I like back down Punisher, Pro Touch, and then also Slithery. Now when it comes down to Postman Technician, Giant Slayer, Acrobat, and the rest of the badges, you can pick some of these, especially since we do have a high post control. Now for my playstyle, these are going to be the main badges that I like for tier 1. Now for tier 2, my playstyle is more fit when it comes down to Fearless Finisher and Limitless Takeoff. And then for tier 3, you gotta go ahead and put the core badge on Silver Posterizer. And I really do think that Rise Up is going to be the better badge over Fast Twitch when it comes down to this specific build. Now when it comes down to the shooting on tier 1, I like Amped on Silver, Gold Space Creator, and then Volume Shooter. Now these are really going to pair up well nicely together. For tier 2, I like Bronze Agent 3 with Green Machine. And then for tier 3, we have to go ahead and put the core badge on Bronze Limitless Range. Now here's what the jump shots are going to be looking like when it comes down to this build, speaking of the shooting. Just to give y'all an idea of which custom jump shots that we can also make. Now when it comes down to the playmaking for tier 1, Plant Breaker, Killer Combo, Special Delivery, and Hyperdrive with bronze handles for days. Now when it comes down to tier 2, Quick First Step and then Vice Grip on gold. And then for tier 3, the main badge that we're going to core is going to be Unpluckable on gold as well. Now we have just about every badge that we're going to need mainly when it comes down to tier 1. Pretty clutch that we still maintain Silver Quick First Step. And then when it comes down to tier 3, I think this really certifies that we're going to be able to dribble even better, especially with the safety of Unpluckable on gold. Now with the defense, I like Bronze Glove and Silver Interceptor. For tier 2, Gold Box Out Beast, Chase Down Artist with Silver Challenger. And then for tier 3, I like Silver Rebound Chaser as my core badge with Bronze Anchor. Now if you did make it this far into the video, let me know. What did y'all think about this build? Would you make any changes or adjustments? But I just want to say thank you to everybody who did make it this far into the video. And I just want to say thank you God for another day, another opportunity. And with all that being said, man, if it was your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family. Smash that like button, but don't forget to comment down TG for thank God, as well as where you're tuning in from watching today, and I'm going to be hitting y'all back with a response. But with all that being said, man, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.